guys, this is Sleeved2fit. This is our second episode, and I want you guys to meet Jen. Jen is going to be our chef, but also we're going to talk a lot about her journey, or whatever you want to call it, into the new Jen. And that's one thing this surgery actually creates, is kind of the new you, where you actually are going to be. So for you, I want to actually talk about, you are more than how many months out?
5.5.
5.5. How much have you lost?
128.
Okay, we're going to put a picture of Jen up in just a second for that. So you are starting to really shrink down the last month. Have you noticed that quite a bit? Like
you mean I can feel my bones?
Yeah. So you're starting to show. Are you at a weight now that you haven't been in how many years, do you think? We're talking high school?
Yeah, when I was playing basketball, probably.
Yeah. You might want to get a little closer to the microphone, Jen.
Probably when I was playing basketball in high school.
Okay.
Like at 17.
Gotcha.
Or 16.
So, and then when you're playing basketball in high school, how was your activity level? Were you feeling, do you feel like you have more energy now, or did you have more energy there? Like, compare it to that.
Well, I think I had more energy then, but like 3 months ago I was working harder than I am now. Working out more consistently.
Yeah.
When I'm working out more consistently, I have more energy now.
Oh, totally. And then and we're gonna get into that. Like, and one thing I want to really address is, like, life changes happen. So you started a new job, you started working here, you started doing much more of that kind of stuff. So your time that you could actually spend working out has changed. How has your weight loss done since you slowed down your working out?
It also has changed to a lot slower.
Yeah. So, but now we're going to start jump-starting that again. So it's kind of good. You hit a little plateau because life got in the way. Mm-hmm. We started doing more stuff here and stuff like that. Just everything really changed. So we're all going to have that kind of stuff happen. But for you, one major thing is you started work with me 3 months ago, 3.5. What do you think? I don't remember.
Like 4.
Almost 4?
Yeah, 4 months. Probably.
Yeah. So when you had your second appointment after starting with me, the PT, they did your body fat and muscle mass percentages. What did they say as far as your muscle mass goes? Did you lose a lot? Was it more of a I gained muscle, lost fat, or lost fat and lost muscle? What was that special number you had that you told me?
Well, at my 3-month appointment, I was down 72 pounds, and they said that it was acceptable to have 1 pound of fat loss for every pound of muscle.
I think you need 2 pounds of fat loss for every 1 pound of muscle.
Well, that's what they want, but they said it was acceptable for.
So they said it's acceptable to do a 1-to-1.
They said like people have that, and so like they are sometimes are expecting.
That's not acceptable. So we're gonna go from there.
I didn't have that.
Yeah.
But I lost 1 pound of muscle for every 3 pounds of fat.
That's really good. So you were you were a 3-to-1 ratio, and like they cannot truly get an accurate muscle mass percentage on you without taking all of your skin off and separating
That's
you.
just with those put the little beepers on you.
So
zap you.
But so you actually started gaining muscle.
I gained muscle.
So with your weight loss you talk about, do you remember that muscle truly does weigh more than fat? So if the scale is still falling very quickly, but you're gaining muscle on top of it, your percentages are a lot better than you think they are, correct?
Yes, and this is my problem. I only want the scale to go down.
Yeah.
And then when I am doing everything right, when I work out 5 days a week and eat all the way I'm supposed to, I lose 10 pounds a week.
Yeah.
And then when I don't and you do things different, then you lose 2 or 0, and then it hurts you, and then you're like, oh, but I'm still have this bones coming out. Yeah.
So you're just not losing the right way you want to. So, but you have other goals besides just weight loss, don't you?
Yes.
So what is that one goal?
Most of my goals are not weight loss.
Yeah, exactly. So you can have a weight loss goal, but you need to have the other goals to keep driving you the right way. Because if you just have a weight loss goal, what happens when you hit that goal?
then you are finished and you go back to living your regular life. And
Which your regular life was?
Doing something wrong.
Yeah, so you need to, like, you are going to be doing a full marathon in a year, right? So you said?
Yeah.
So now you're actually on film.
Now we're
Yeah, so we're going to go down to San Diego, and we're going to do that one, because I guess the Portland Marathon may not be happening this year, thanks Portland. So, so we're going to work on that. So that's the goals you're setting. So that's the type of goals I want to see. And we're doing the Spartan race in a month and 7 days, I think.
Yeah.
So you're ready for that?
Oh, yeah, I need to start running every day.
Yeah, so we're getting there.
We're scared.
So basically, we're just getting your goals set. And that's the one thing I mainly wanted to talk about with you was your goal setting.
I was really, really bad at goals before.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to them. So you're like, why do you set them? And then be like, you're an awful person. You didn't make it.
So I have a video of you, and I'll actually throw it up here in this video, but of you lifting a 100-pound medicine ball up.
On the day I lost 100 pounds.
On the day you lost 100 pounds. And you couldn't pick it up and throw it over your shoulder. You just couldn't.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it was 100 pounds. But to think about that, where you are truly losing that way, where you're like, okay, I carried this around every day of my life, and now I can't pick it up and move it. That was probably pretty life-changing in your mind to go, maybe I have accomplished a lot. You know, to me that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
But then what you didn't realize is your mind was getting in the way. You lift it and you get it up to your waist and you drop it, and then you get up to your waist and you dropped it. I have 26 videos of you picking up a 100-pound ball and putting it up to your shoulder because your confidence wasn't there to pick that darn weight up and just throw over your shoulder. After doing it 26 times, you didn't have your fatigue was so great that you couldn't do it. But that's what we were working on, was getting your mind to shut off, to go, hey, I'm Jen. I'm not big Jen. I'm not overweight Jen. I'm Jen who can lift 100 pounds now. So when we broke you of that, you were able to do much better in your confidence level. And once your cooking videos really, really launch and you're doing much better, we'll post your first video you had
Don't post
the very first day, so people can see where you've actually come from, and then they'll okay, she's 1,000% better, because the first one was pretty darn bad. But the reason why we did that was because everybody has a starting point, and everybody has a goal they have. And what I always do is when I'm halfway through a goal, I set another goal that I'm going to do 6 months later. Like I'm doing the Ironman this year, and then but in the process to get there, I'm doing 2 Spartan races, one with you guys and one on my own. You can join if you want to.
On the same day.
Yeah, on the same day. So
I'm not going to live through one. I don't know how I can live through 2.
So that's the goal there. So and then after that marathon, or after the Ironman, then I'm going to be training for the, my goal is to be stronger in the CrossFit Open, maybe even make it to regionals if I can. But if I don't do that, then NBC is going to be calling for the American Ninja Warrior. So that's my goal there. So just setting little goals like that, or big goals like that, and then but the process to get to that big goal, there are many micro goals in there that are going to get me there. My son this week is doing the CrossFit Kids event here, and that's just incredible to see him running around like that. And that's a goal for me, is to have him see me lifting the way I'm lifting, so now he wants to do it and become the better. So goals are very, very important, and then we'll go from there. And for our fitness stuff, we are mainly basing it around the kettlebell. So do you remember all the parts of the kettlebell, or do you want me to go over it?
The top and the bottom.
There's a little more than that. So with the kettlebell, we have the bottom, the horns, the body, and then I call the crooks. And then, so those little terms are what makes the kettlebell so much better for, this is really all you need for fitness equipment, because you have your body, and the whole process is just your body's movement. So that's what we're going to get you guys, is to actually learning how to use this one piece of equipment and go from there. So that's what we're going to do. So with that whole system, we're going to be working on there. Can you give them, as we close, just a little glimpse into what your cooking classes are going to be like?
I'm going to plan out things you can eat at the very beginning, where like some of our other people are at, with what shakes to start with and how to move on to soft foods and pureed foods, then how to work to real food. Again, all solid foods, raw vegetables, and then just some different things like still being able to eat your favorite foods, but in a healthier way, and just give you new ideas so that the average person just eats like 10 or 15 things forever. So just add in a couple new things to get you some new favorites that you'll still like, that are just a little bit healthier than your old favorites.
Yeah, so finding your old favorite and finding a new favorite and kind of having a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and kind of build your new healthier version. And we're going to do a lot of educational items to kind of teach you guys, like, why don't you do this? Why is processed food so bad for you? It's not just for weight loss. It's for what it does to your system. And then we're going to dive into that science and stuff like that. So that's the goal right there. So we're going to go from there. So this is going to be Sleeved2fit, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.